Now would probably be a good time to change the TV off of something else other than cartoons now that my son isn't here. I have to resist the fucking urge to renew my PlayStation Plus Premium. You gotta try to hit them where it hurts.
Hello,
It's in the
everyone.
pocketbooks.
Get ready to witness some of the most
And
unbelievable
that's about
replace
as
fails ever caught on camera.
it's about as
From hilarious
effective
mistakes
feeling
to
as
dramatic predictions,
everybody
we're
agreeing
passing over the
to
gold.
do a
Let's
hunger
roll.
strike, and when they come to pass out the fucking bags, you see everybody taking the bag, but everybody's taking the bags, and they're not supposed to. That's
Hello,
about what it
everyone.
feels like. Welcome to the live, everybody. How's everybody doing? Excuse me on the tears here. All right, he's first in the chat. Damn, you guys are letting an old timer beat you. Jay, what's good? Size, I see you. How's everybody doing? Justice. It's my buddy Justice, man. One of my day oneers. Literal day oneers. I'm pretty sure, like, once a motherfucker gets past, like, a few years, like, anybody who was there within, like, the first year to 6 months are kind of like your day oneers. So I guess everybody's a day oneer still, but no, yeah, Justice was literally there, like, right away. Right away. All up in the comments. Gave me a good encouragement to go, keep going. So, what do I got planned for myself this afternoon? I'm gonna build this. See that stroller? I'm gonna crack that bitch. Crack this bitch open. Do a little unboxing. A little unboxing action. Anybody who's curious about what one of these strollers looks like and if it's worth the money, what it's like putting it together. I liked it because it had the cool little like dirt jumping tires on it. Yeah, look at that shit, dog. How you gonna tell me that that's not meant to like harness up a couple fucking dogs and hit a couple dirt jumps with that thing? I mean, it's made by Jeep. It's off road. It's meant to go off road. So we're taking the baby off road and move out the way. Well, get out the way. Running around like it's gonna attack you. Some people's kids, man. Tell you what. We just had like 6 people, and now there's like 20 people in here. Building with white eyes, yeah, right. I went from well, we've just definitely ever since I got let go. This channel has definitely had a different flavor lately, hasn't it? Cooper's hawk snatch a blackbird fledgling off my deck. Damn, you're watching somebody get green lighted out there, huh? Somebody got ran up top. Somebody got ran up top right outside bro's fucking porch, man. I told him, fucking, better hit that door. He was like, hell nah, I ain't going nowhere. You motherfuckers gonna have to come at me. You gonna have to come at me, correct, huh? I showed him. You think it's gonna be a fun build, Justice? Sometimes, hey, you're looking at somebody who had to build the most difficultly described and obscure shit from Vietnam and Cambodia and all these other places that y'all's motherfucking furniture comes from. They send that shit over with instructions that are like reversed and mirrored and shit don't even fit right together, and like you don't know what we go through to get your guys' shit to you looking like it's built by professionals. You'll race that thing against your wheelchair. Hell yeah. Twitching Samurai, how you doing? Anybody willing to subscribe to your channel? It's your birthday today, no joke. I mean, you know, I'm not like so thirsty of a person that I have to like try to be like, oh no, nobody go over there. I mean, you take your shot in here and people go fuck with it. You know, that's on them and that's on you. I got no problems with it. You know, Mr. Mystic, I cast Hydrate. Hey, he's on some self care shit. I can get down with that. I can get down with that all day. But all right. Can you believe? I'll show you guys something here. I got out of my car one day. I was on my way to the tattoo shop. Right. It was still winter out. It was still winter out. Not like completely covered in snow and ice and everything, but there was big chunks of ice in the parking lot and stuff. And I jumped out and I seen something stuck in the ice, and it was dirt, covered in like black dirt and stuff, and it was sticking up out of the ice, and it was just showing like this much. I saw it was a belt clip, and I could see a little bit of the top, right, just like that. And when I seen it, I thought it was like a piece of a holster. It's literally, I'm like, I picked it up. It was encrusted in a bunch of shit, and I literally like hit it off the side of my tire, and I threw it in the back seat, and I forgot about it. I figured it was something, got the composite black sheath and stuff, so I figured it was whatever. I'm a hoarder, right? I pick up odd shit. I pick up odd shit all the time. I don't care. Judge me, whatever. But it was some time before I fucking cracked that motherfucker open. I opened my back door and I started cleaning shit out, and I saw it. And now that everything had melted off of it, I pull it out and it's a fucking K-bar, little K-bar knife. I love it. I absolutely love it, right? Because for me, this is all a motherfucker needs. I mean, if you're willing to push it, and if it comes down to it and you're not afraid to defend yourself, this is all a motherfucker needs right here. That's it. I'm not going to say for what. Use your imagination. But if it comes down to it and you have to fight for your life, this is all you need. It is all you need. Some motherfuckers are going to get hurt with that. And if you know where to aim, it is most definitely going to be fatal. Texas finest. God bless you too. You got dive bombed by a bird, Justice. Liliana, my name is Chaz. Somebody said Danny Treyu. That's fucking funny. Liliana, John 3:16. For so God loved the world, He gave His one and believes in Him should not pursue that eternal life. I got no problem with that. Hey, Pebbles, good to see you. Good to see you, Pebbles. Damn, Justice, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Almost hit my head and shoulder. Got to a point. Yeah. Gilberticus, pro criminal. Oh my goodness. My high school boyfriend's grandfather would stop even in the damn interstate if he saw a bungee cord. Yeah, it was, man. It is a great find. How many people have I murdered? None. None, none, none. You know those straps that hold things in your truck? Yeah, yep. You never know. You definitely never know what you'll find, you know. Jesus is all you need. I don't know why I got a bunch of people coming through my lives thinking I'm lost and shit. This is first scarecrow. Hell no. The last corn dog. Why did you block me on Grinder? Because you don't know when to take a hint. That is why. Alright, here we go. Unboxing, peoples. Moving to the unboxing phase, huh? I don't actually know how much assembly is going to be required with this thing. But we'll find out together, huh? Excellent. Well, that seems to be all one piece that comes out of the box. That's pretty heavy. Feels about 25, 30 pounds. Nothing else in the box, save for some scannable card. A spa day for your little one, because you really want, you know, some weird strangers rubbing your kid down over a warm towel. That's just weird. Why would you even suggest that? Some people. Can I help you? Come on. Wanna be in the camera? Yeah. She's the best. She's a good girl. She just wants to be included. I have been putting off building this thing. Probably, I don't even know when we bought it, 4 or 5 days ago. And, yeah. Okay, so it's got everything like folded up inside of it. Some instructions. It looks like this thing wants to just fold open into, you know. Oh, I just heard something click. Okay. Wild ass wheelbarrow is freaking my dog out. Come with this. Make it easier. Give you an idea what we're working with here. Yeah, look at that. Those are so cool. Okay. son. If somebody comes into the chat, asks me how many people have I killed. Is it? I was gonna ask, is that obvious? Is it that look? Does it look that suggestive? Dirt jumping tires here, ready to go. Dirt jumping tire 2. This kid has more stuff than I do. I'm not even joking. I got shit put away too. He's got different strollers over there, a little bike already, a bunch of different Pampers everywhere, a little diaper genie. He's got another one of those. We just bought another one of those. Pack and play, this thing, that thing right there, bunch of clothes. He took over the whole dog's corner. The poor bear, look, he lost out on his Dogomon. It's an Automon, but made for the dogs. We call it a Dogomon. Yeah. He's got more shit than me already. Where are the instructions at now? Let's see if we can figure out the first thing we're supposed to be doing. Turbo Glide Jogger. Reminds me of my uncle. Who's got that fucking crazy native uncle? He's always exaggerated. Turbo! Fucking always come up to me, no matter what. It didn't matter what the occasion was. He would come up to me. First thing he would do is get up in my face and say, Turbonator! I don't know why. That was just a habit of his. It's one of them things, right, though? You'll never forget. It says, never use stroller if any parts are missing or broken. How am I supposed to know if something's missing already? Okay, so we got this. We need the front wheel axle lock nuts. That's the top tray. That's literally just another tire. Turbonator. There, that's enough. Let's see. Let's see how far I got to go up to catch up with the comments. Oh, come on. It just... Ugh, there's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of people talking. Okay, so... It's for scarce. Mom, good answer. Why did you block me on Grinder? Oh, okay. Derek, do you smoke crystal? I do. No, I do not. I just murdered a huge slab of meatloaf and potatoes. I just rode my bicycle, white out the seat. Okay. Danny Trey, you looking younger. No thanks, I'm married. Derek got you more. Want to share? Yeah, Devils. I'm surprised you're so gay. I love it. I wonder who some of these cats are. I'm almost positive they're a part of some of the channels that I just not a fan of. And because I'm not a fan of them and I don't fuck with their chats or come in there and say what's up, they think that I'm against them for whatever reason. Fair. For whatever reason, they don't come over here under their actual names with their own accounts. You know, I suspect they're the ones that come in with these really generic names with like just a letter and stuff for the profiles. So they don't have enough nuts to be themselves or you know put their real face on it. What's up, bro? IB Sab, I see you. I definitely see you. Alex Stew is getting annoying. Sid Life, what are your scars, bro? We all have it. What are my scars? I have quite a few. Aren't you a little old for anarchy? I got that in my early 20s. I'm 40 years old now, so yeah. My bad for living, you know, past my 20s. Definitely wasn't supposed to. Not, you know, for a lack of trying. I can guarantee you that. KGS, what the fuck is happening here? I'm building something. I'm building a stroller for my son. It's a Jeep stroller. I guess Jeep makes strollers. You know, I couldn't find the Mitsubishi Eclipse one, so his dog looked gay. I don't know how you even arrived to that conclusion on your own, but I suspect that somebody's probably looking for you. It's probably time to take your meds. Hey, Pebbles, I got an imposter. YouTube sent me. Yeah, YouTube sends me to a lot of people. Aha! I think it has. It does have shocks. It does have shocks. KGS, I bought it from Walmart. Exactly. I stole it from Walmart. Yep. At knife point. He has a weapon. I am the weapon, bro. I am the weapon. Nate, good to see you, bro. It's always an honor to have you here. Have a little sanity to the live. That dog is spoiled. All my dogs are spoiled. Yeah. Aren't I a Satanist with some Fernando? There was a time I liked when he first came out, and that was because at the time the worst thing that I think that the prison genre had to worry about was just really the success of some of these people on the platform that don't that don't deserve it, to be honest. You know, like we get tired of it. We get tired of them constantly lying to a lot of y'all's faces and just going on and on about how tough they were and how high powered they were and you know what I mean? Like and a lot of us know better, even without knowing the motherfucker personally, even without ever setting foot in the same state as they did their time in. I actually have. I have done time in California. I've done time in Max Securities in California. I've passed through there. I've passed through SMUs. You know, I mean, I'm certified enough to have an opinion on what it takes for somebody to at least debrief. right? And that's what they call him, the debriefer, Dubs. Dubs the debriefer. And he likes to say that he got to do whatever he got to do simply because he just told on himself, right? He only had to implicate himself, nobody else. And it's like, no, you know, I've sent a lot of people up top, and I've dealt with a lot of people who are no longer able to walk the main line as gang members, you know. So it's like, I know what it takes. I know what they have to do. I know what it's required. They have to give somebody up just to get off the yard, you know. And if they're going to get put in any kind of specially modified program for your protection from your affiliation, then you're going to have to tell them a whole lot more than just you stealing a candy bar when you were fucking 15 years old at a gas station. You know, like you're going to have to tell them stuff that they don't already know. You don't get to go in there and run down some shit that is nothing new to them and have them go out of their way to protect you for any amount of time. Somebody that isn't in the fucking shit list is getting added to that shit list as the admission. That's the price of your admission. If you're going to drop out and do all that, go into protected custody and go on some of these yards that are, you know, a lot of people are talking about, like the high desert place and all this talk about 50-50 yards and dropout yards and all that shit. Yeah. Yeah. So dude dude hung somebody out to dry. And he knows that whatever he did and however he said it, it'll never see the light of day. That doesn't mean that you didn't do it. That doesn't mean that you didn't, you know, violate the very code by which you are still trying to benefit from. A lot of us just got tired of it. And so there's the channels that jumped out there and started getting on dude's neck, even on a daily basis. And we were cool with it. I was cool with it. We needed that. We needed somebody to just bring about that pressure on a daily basis so that at the very least, some people can be brought up to speed. And if they care enough to stop watching the guy, whatever, but then it became something else, right? This dude was far more invested than I had given him credit for. And there was a lot more history there than I think a lot of us were willing to be a part of. And like I said, you want to live stream every time the dude goes live and sit there and talk shit about the guy while he's live streaming. That's cool. But when he went to another platform and he started battling with other TikTok creators, and Fernando, right? He goes and he sends this guy's people from our chat into their chat to try to tell them about Dubs. And as soon as they were like, and what? Are you going to donate something? Like, as soon as they came at us sideways, like, that was like, oh, that didn't feel good. That felt, I felt like I got shut down, you know? Like, I felt like I went and asked a pretty girl out and she just fucking shit canned me. You know? Like, I felt like yeah, somebody failed to recognize the importance of our view. Then I made me step back and be like, are we doing too much? Maybe, yeah, chasing this dude across multiple platforms and invading the spaces and bringing in random strangers and trying to, just pop up and force them to pick a side started to feel like it was a bit much. it started to feel cyber bullyish, to be honest. I didn't know that that's what it was at the time. I just know that when it got to that point, I pieced out. I didn't say anything crazy to anybody. I didn't call anybody names. I didn't say, "Oh, y'all are some fucking weirdo J cats" and all this other crazy shit. I just stopped showing up. I just stopped showing up. All I would do was come in there and say what's up to the chat, make myself known like I do with everyone else's. But that in itself became so much of a, like it was a cosign or something. They took offense to when I stopped doing it, which meant that me doing it in the first place meant something more than what I thought it did. I thought I was just being polite, right? And you come into a fucking live and you don't at least say something, then you're considered a lurker, a creeper. So if I come into a chat, I just say what's up right away, just so people know I'm here. I don't have to be present throughout the entire chat or whatever, but I am here, and I'm not afraid to let people know that. But I don't know. It became a significant enough to where when I stopped doing it, all of a sudden I was against the movement, right? I was against the movement, and then people started coming at me sideways in the fucking comment section, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever, whatever. I've never been afraid of the smoke, and especially YouTube smoke, right? Especially this prison genre, cell soldiering from the fucking live stream windows. Miss me with that shit, man. Funny as hell. Accidentally circumcised? No, I'm not from the res. I'm straight out of the streets of Compton, also known as Bismarck, North Dakota. Snowplow, he is about 96 days old, 97 days old. Eh, Sid life. Native Canadians don't pay no taxes, huh? I mean, it was supposed to be like that for all Native Americans, to be honest. We were supposed to be exempt from paying certain taxes, but we still do. I sure as fuck am. You know, I know that. Do I have nobody here? Says Griffin Jolly says, "Do you think you can fight Big Dog?" Do I think, or do I know because I've had to survive in one piece through 12 years of some of the United States' worst max securities? Thank you for the star, Mio, Moisac, Moisac, cute dog, Kappa. Holy shit. Burden Spirit, you are doing too much. Sorry, but this just isn't the chat for that.
Why do they trust that track so much?
Jimmy Neutron. Oh yeah, Anonymous Beware. How are you? Why? For what? For one. Damn.
That train is basically
Yeah,
grinding the tracks into a spark machine.
we're getting to need another. We're gonna need another mod.
Nothing like
Justice, I have promoted you to a
Bear
mod.
making an unexpected appearance.
If you're still here. Tracy Mills, welcome to the live. Moisac, Is it a cheap stroller? Well, that's what we're about to find out, right? I mean, that was the whole point of this was to unbox it, build it, see what it's all about, let you guys know if it is or not, if it's worth the money. I just finished therapy session with a psychologist, 1 p.m. I have to book an appointment with a psychiatrist next as per requirement. It's good that you're taking the time out of your life to do that. To be honest with you, I had to do that. I did that for PTSD, and it's called West Central Human Services here. And I saw them until they could no longer legally continue to see me. Basically, kicked me out. They basically said you are about as well off as you can be expected to be, as much as we can hope, could have hoped for. And now we don't think we can benefit you anymore. And they kicked me to the side. And yeah, yeah, EMDR. EMDR is what helped me, which was really a bit shocking because you're talking about tones, vibration, frequency, like why that of all things would work makes you question life in some ways that, yeah, it definitely does. Marsfield, yeah, you got a badass stroller. Yeah, the turn to me, Marsfield. Is it one of these right here? The one of these. The turn to me. Those are a fucking game changer, dude. Those are a fucking game changer. Highly recommend those to whoever is looking at one or might need one possibly sometime in the future, whatever. Yeah, those are so nice because if anybody has had to do with the usual traditional car seats, where they anchor in and then you got to pop them back out and lift them up. They're kind of awkward, right? They're kind of unwieldy. You gotta, like squeeze in, kind of weird. You gotta squeeze into your car, kind of fucking weird, and you got like the weight. It's like pulling you to the side, but you got like nothing to brace against, and yeah, it's just weird. It's odd, right? And so being able to turn the whole thing towards yourself, really fucking nice. Let's be honest. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna catch up to the comments, see if I need to block anyone else or you hear voices. I mean, that's still doable. You just gotta ask them something or ask something around somebody around you that could help you determine if what is there is really there or not. Justice, it does have shocks, yeah. Ava, I appreciate that. Show your what? Show my what? Soggy slopster. Stripe did 10 years on a Texas prison yard. Is that state? State or federal? I passed through Beaumont. Passed through USP Beaumont. Those are rough yards. Nice to see you, Alex. You got kicked out for having cancer and having 5 days left. Kicked out of where? I don't know where you got kicked out of, but damn. That's fucked up. Matthew Ford, were you at the guy in prison that wouldn't show your papers? Were you the guy in prison that wouldn't show your papers? Do you realize how dumb that sounds? Like you just happen to be aware of one guy that just what? What's the rest of the story? Like how else you're really on the lookout for this one thing you heard about one guy somewhere in the United States on any given yard? That's what took your interest.
Even the dog didn't bother to help.
Well, Sid Life. I mean, that it's definitely not. It's not a game for anyone other than young men. It's a young man's game. What is all this talk about deported? What is that? What's like the? Is that like what's common nowadays? Is everybody's just talking about ICE and deportation like that's supposed to hurt feelings? If it's something you fear, then yeah. But you learn a lot about people based on how they insult you. It's far more revealing about them than it is about anything else. I'm gonna release Pebbles on y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. Go wild, Pebbles. You can do what you want for right now. You don't understand how people end up in prison. It's definitely not something I think anyone plans on doing. You know, it's something that just happens for some people, and some people are well aware that they're headed in that direction, and they continue anyways because there's just nothing else to do. Tony says, "You are old enough to know that women are willing to wound you just to keep their own emotions first." I mean, that's bars, but seems hella random. For you, it was drugs, cocaine, fish scale. Okay. Snow Buddy, welcome to the chat. I don't think I've seen you before. Yeah, but Dave, I see that. Gary, how you doing? The Lakota Sioux legend. Hope you have a good day. You too. I do well with women. All women show me most kindness, even last call. Uh, that's funny. Bobby Light, hail Satan. Holy shit. I don't know about that one. Oh yeah, Thomas. Thomas is on some bullshit. What's my favorite flavor of Fent? Do they have flavors? That's fucking crazy. Eh, I'm totally mod blocking people. All right, now, yeah. 650, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Nightpot, hello, Canada, Alberta, Stony Indian here. Welcome to the chat. We're trying to get it under control, but I'm just trying to catch up on comments. But there's so many people that's cruising through here, being, I guess they're trying, right? They're doing all they can to be helpful. Hell yeah. Okay, you're an EMDR, Justice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work for everybody, but it worked for me. And my girl had started to also um, dabble in it. Alia Wortley, good guy, picked me up, pat my back in my daydream. Okay, Pebbles. Nightpot, thank you. Stony, I'm allergic to who is gonna be sickly mad. I'm not here modding. Hell yeah. 650. IB Sav, you work at janitorial, cleaning hospitals, listening to the live. That's what's up, bro. It's interesting right now, isn't it? Trolls make it interesting, man. They come in here and they just say the most random shit that just makes them look really stupid, to be honest. Like, what's your favorite flavor of Fent? I didn't even know that shit came in fucking flavors. It probably doesn't, but I don't know that. You tried to see a psychiatrist but didn't get the help you needed. Not all of them can. The very first psychologist I was sent to, Jesus, I just saw a pit bull deep throat a cat's whole head. The cat's fine, but anyways, the very first psychologist they sent me to, some old lady, some old white lady. Not that that has anything to do with it, but obviously her life experience is going to be far different than somebody like me, especially somebody who has spent majority of their life locked up and got around in a lot of prisons in a short amount of time. She asked me a good question, right? Really good question. Like the very first session, she knew exactly what to ask and how to get there. And unfortunately, what I had to say, it took her into the deep end a little faster than I think she was ready for. It wigged her out. I could tell. I could literally tell. She looked uncomfortable. She probably always felt like she probably could handle being around somebody that was so easily prone to violence, I guess you could say. But I guess it's like if one of you who's never been locked up into prison or anything just suddenly found yourself celled up with a murderer. Like this person has hurt somebody. They could be nice as hell, super respectful, polite, everything. But the fact that this person is capable of it, it's gonna fuck with you. You might not sleep that night. You might not be yourself. You might not joke with him like you normally would. You might be fine the next night. It might be just that first day or whatever, but there is a level of where somebody just is not comfortable. It may take time, but at that moment, she was not comfortable around me. And I know that because I didn't come back to see her again. I was given to somebody else. I think I think it was like very next session. That's where I ended up with the former Marine. I'm like, why didn't you give me him in the first place? What the fuck? Where was he? Why'd you give me the old fucking Miss Daisy over here? Like, I don't know. So they hand me over to the former Marine, and we immediately fucking like bonded. Like we immediately kicked it off, and I got a lot of help because of that, because of how similar our experiences are. He's the one who straight up told me that prison PTSD is worse than what they experience in active tours, duties, and stuff. That's not coming out of my mouth. That's something I heard straight from a Marine who saw more than one tour. But yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up on comments again. Every time I catch up on comments, man, am I on medication? I smoke weed every day. That's my medication. I smoke weed every day. He says he is Lucifer. Lucifer. Yeah, psychiatry is some people they don't know how dark some things get out there. What in the hell is wrong with you, Bobby Light? God damn it, Bobby. Hail your mother. At least it's not hail your Satan. Yeah. Beaumont is all federal, but I did state time. Okay. Shit life. Budget Danny Treyu. I love it. I love it. Damn, 650. It'd be like that though sometimes. Yeah, it's Sid life. Don't even tell him. Just Keep letting them think. Robert, my name is Chaz. Dogman, how you doing? Welcome to the live Primal Vision. Greetings from Australia. We got much love from Down Under. We got another Australian. He's a member named Glenn. He's a good dude. Got nothing but love from my Australian viewers. Yeah, go ahead, Jay. Do what you guys got to do, man. So what's this channel about, Dog Man? It's about prison, mostly. Really, it's about me. I've just been about prison a lot. Anthony, how you doing? Good morning to you too. I'm probably gonna have to remove some mods later on, but we're definitely gonna have Snowplow. You're a mod now too, just to so everybody can. Not everybody has to take up all the weight there. What's up from California? That's what's up, man. Much respects to Cali, the West Side. Charles, how you doing? Kelly, I am from North Dakota. Master Feet, how much you smoked today? Uh, I mean, I regularly hit the pen every few hours or so, so that's about it. I literally hit the pen like twice every, yeah, 2 or 3 hours. If I'm like home all day, I tend to do more than that's just the thing. School naps, good to see you, bro. I'm part of Lakota Night Pot, full-blooded Lakota Sioux. Yeah, California does have some bomb smoke. I never got to come across any of it when I was in Atwater, but I definitely wish I did. They were definitely charging like it was gonna be. I know, Night Pot. I hope that's not a continuous thing, because my core audience are all intellectual people, and when my lives were regularly just them, and I wasn't hitting these huge or big numbers, um, the wider world started coming in, and when you get more of the wider world, you get more of the crazies out there, crazies that make me look like a shining example, which is scary because they have no idea who the fuck I am. They start making me look smart and making me look polite. That's crazy. Yeah, they're taking up too much time though, Sid. Taking up too much. I saw way too many deleted fucking comments. Some of them are just sending one letter at a time. Marsfield. He looked into the Chippewa side from Mama Gazeta. Half brothers Dakota wore an eye patch of War Chief Wapasha. Okay. Weed doesn't. I remember when I first got a hold of weed in prison. I smoked it and I got paranoid. That was like the first time that it ever happened to me, where like I was tripping about being caught by the police, which is really funny because like you're in prison, like if there is any place that you have carte blanche to just go all out and see what you can do and what you can become and how far you can get away with, it is prison. You know, that's the mentality I have. Like you have the opportunity to literally be the bad guy, commit felonies every day, make knives, sell knives. That's it's just like selling guns out here. You know, wheeling and dealing and all these different caps and K2 and Suboxone. I was still a dealer. I was still a dealer. I was still a drug consumer. I still dealt in weapons. I was still gang banging. I was a full time criminal all the way up to the day I left. You know, and we just are better at it and not getting caught. That's it. That's all prison does is teach you to not tighten up. Teaches you to tighten up. Trying to pretend I didn't exist. The fuck, that's awful. Poor cat. What tribe? Rosebud. I had to think about that for a second. 9 years is a long time, Pebbles. It's definitely something to be proud of. Oh hell no. Yeah, weed's definitely different. It's definitely different now. Yeah, Jay. Definitely matters who you do it around too. I can't catch up with y'all. I'm just gonna have to go all the way down to the bottom and just start there. You seem sound, man. I like your vibes. I appreciate that, Brandon. I'm trying to be cool, but there's people coming in here and just being dickheads. So if you like me while I'm dealing with that, then you definitely will get along just fine. Started to give you panic attacks. Damn, that's crazy. School naps. H2O is water. I developed PTSD as a child and through my teenage years, diagnosed from my doctor and psychologist. Supposed to be on pills by life, but self-medicate with herb. That's good. Yep, medical's good. I definitely recommend medical for anyone who honestly needs it. Aaron Gunter, I'm glad to have you. He was born in Beaumont, huh? Damn. Zasterpiece. Any tattoos outside of prison? Any of my tattoos? Or have I done any tattoos outside of prison? I'm a professional tattooist, so yeah. Yeah, I have a shop, I have a chair. I charge about 150 an hour. So yeah, I got a lot of work. Just recently took a full-time job and stopped tattooing, for the whole home mortgage loan process because I didn't have 2 years of tax history and stuff records for them to go off of. They weren't confident in that, so I had to just secure a full-time job, and yeah, that's that. Me too, bro. Going for round two now. Yeah, Jay. Time of days definitely have something to do with it. Kenny Trejo comment guaranteed every live. Yeah, yeah, we do. I'm telling you, man, we gotta get like a counter, like a live counter. I don't know how to do it. I think I have to get on Streamyard or some shit for that, but it would be funny. That's good, Dave. That is good. I'm glad to hear that you're clean. Some people need it. Sativa too. That's all I fuck with. If I have a choice, that's all I'll deal with is sativa. I don't like indica obviously because it puts me to sleep. Hybrids, some hybrids are cool, some are meh. But I have not found these damn lock nuts since we started this shenanigans. Brandon had bad PTSD from a home invasion attempt. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That makes me feel bad because I've done shit like that. I've definitely done shit like that. I've taken people hostage in their own house. I have a video on my channel that goes through the whole process of that. If you ever find yourself wanting to listen to my content, if you don't already, I don't know. It's the first time I've seen your name, but it might be cathartic to listen to it from the other person's perspective. Might not. Might make you hate me. you know, but I am what I am, and I've done what I've done, and it's all I can be is, you know, responsible and admit that these are the things that I have participated in. Charles, I'm not from California. I just passed through California, and my as a part of my stay through the Federal Bureau of Prison System. That's what's up, 650. That ain't no slouch. 650 ain't no slouch at all. Commissary's necessary stripe, it definitely is. Disaster piece, that's because that's the only mode of control that the prison has to wield against you. Because without race as the main issue, then it's 1,200 prisoners against 60 guards. In what universe does that math make sense? But 60 to 75 guards against 10 to 15 faction groups that maybe top 100, that's a lot more doable, especially when you can keep them fighting amongst each other. that whole method works wonders on that scale. And they do the exact same thing out here in the United States, especially around election times and stuff like that. And it works wonders on y'all out here too. It's the fact that you're coming in here talking about deportation and ICE and all that, it just shows y'all are just as easily swayed as the prisoners were. Surprise, surprise, they consist of the same people. Aaron, that's good news, man. Over a year is definitely, Jesus, you did it for half your life. I did it for a year. I did meth for 1 year, from 19 to 20, and I got sentenced to 14 years of my life for it. Which is just the luck of the draw for some of us, right? Like you got to do it for half your life, right? You got to do it for like what, 17 years. It's a good long run. I imagine you made a lot of money in that time. Do you have anything to show for it? I had. They took everything. You know, I had a few million, hundreds of thousands of dollars squirreled away and hidden cars and shit like that. They all got told on, turned in for trading chips, get people out of trouble and shit. Yeah, I am from Dakotas. This chat is for those recovering from that PTSD. We all have it. Childhood sucked. It did, man. That's something that I think everybody can agree on, is that childhood sucks. Have you ever get anyone behind walls on a cell phone to you? I have talked on cell phones, yeah. That's how I left prison on a relationship, in a relationship. Um, I got found as a pen pal while I was in SMU Lewisburg, which is a 23-1 program. And I went there for a stabbing that I did while I was at Beaumont, USP Beaumont. And one of my friends put me on writeaprisoner.com. Had me write a bio. You write some shit on there, you try to sell yourself. Mostly everybody writes some shit like, I like long walks on the beach, and I like long books, and I don't even know, right? They're God-fearing and want a family and all that shit. They say some shit that's supposed to make them appealing to the opposite sex or the same sex, right? There's same sex out there that'll write you to send you money just to have a little something to look forward to every week. But I wasn't interested in that. If uh, if someone was gonna write me, they were gonna write me knowing that I wasn't making any kind of promises like that. I wasn't gonna woo you with romantic letters and promises of what could be, you know, like I didn't expect to make it out of prison. You know, all I've known is incarceration and drug use. So I don't really know what you can realistically offer a woman on the streets, um, other than your stories, your experiences. They're obviously bored, lonely, looking for something, right? They want some excitement. I can do that. You know, I can write some exciting shit. I've been through some shit. Yeah, I got half a brain. I can turn it into words. I can write it in a way that sucks you in. You know, but I think I did that a little too well. I did that a little too well. And the first woman that wrote me, I got her letter on Valentine's Day. I don't think that was by design. That wasn't her intention. That prison just happens to drag their feet on giving you your mail because keeping you off balance on when you can expect mail or when you should be expecting mail is just one of the little ways that they mentally fuck with you. You know, because if you got on the phone with your family and they said, I just sent a letter out the other day, and you know it only takes 3 days for it to get there, but it's 2 weeks before you get it, you know they're holding your mail. And so every time they walk by and they look and they stop in front of your cell, just enough for you to think that you might have something, and then they keep going, it's to fuck with you. They know you got a mail. And you'd be like, hey, CO, CO, do I got mail? Nope. It's like, motherfuckers, man. And then you get the fucking mail, and yeah, they'll rip off the postage and shit and everything, but they can't always they can't always obscure the fact that they've had this thing 10 days, 2 weeks, a month. Yeah. So they do that to keep your guys' correspondence from being able to nail down any kind of like specific messaging orders, you know, orders, hits, decoded hits and shit, you know. They're doing what they can to just disrupt the information. Because all of us in there are considered high profile. All of us in there, and especially me, I was cellies with a political prisoner, Byron Shane Chubbuck, high profile anarchist. Uh, Everything that was coming in or out of our cell was being fucking gone through with a fine tooth comb. Especially when I show up and I got an anarchy sign on my face, they put me in there with him. And I think it like heightened their interest in me because I got in contact with some of the people that he was in contact with over in Russia, where the black anarchist community, black cross anarchist community is, or some shit like that. And they'll send you some literature and they'll share some resources and stuff. But yeah, I got actual ties. That's really how I think I am on this government watch list that I paid money to have, you know, see what they could find on me on the internet, and they were able to determine that I was, you know, I don't know if that shit followed over from prison, because in prison I was also labeled an STG, security threat group, but I don't know. Let's try to at least catch up on some of these comments again.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells for more hilarious moments like this. See you in the next videos. Hello,
Yep, it's all
everyone.
about politics.
Get ready to
You're an
see some
engineer, Sid. That's good, man.
hilarious, epic fails, unbelievable moments,
Gets the truz, not huz.
sure to have you laughing. Ready? Let's get started.
Filibuster. I like that. Yeah, 650. I believe that. I definitely believe that. There's a lot of chemicals that don't need to be in the fucking the distillates. Yeah.
A true artist doesn't start with
She
perfect
made
technique.
a stoner Indian boy. That's funny. Yeah, school naps. That's what I smoke on as live resin. Why did K2 take over? Why did take K2 take over? Because it was the easiest
Teens with that much
to
money
it was
aren't
the
possible.
most successful at coming in undetected for a long time, and it was coming in on everything. Envelopes, the letters in the envelope, postcards, everything, right? And yeah, like motherfuckers were getting letters, and they just start cutting up the entire letter, envelope, everything. The entire thing was
Oh
smokable,
my god, it just changed my mind.
and within days, they had racks, real world fucking thousands and thousands of dollars on their account. Not to mention all the money on the compound funneling to their cells. That shit was wild. They had to hide the stamps into other people's cells. I had bricks of stamps in my fucking room from other people because they couldn't keep it all in their cell. If it got knocked, then it was everything. So they took bricks of stamps and hid them in other trusted people's cells and shit. I got left alone because I was the tattooist, and cops know they don't really fuck with the guy who's the unit tattooist, the head orderly, the head storeman. Yeah, like there's certain cells that
Last for at least a week.
the guards are gonna know these guys are gonna have more than everybody else, and it's just a headache if you're gonna go in there and start, you know, going by the fucking book on everything they're allowed to have. And a lot of them
These
don't
two
want
go
that.
on to realize the water isn't the problem.
You know, a lot of them just don't want that shit.
A girl just discovered
Chemicals are a
location
straight problem for the weed
information on
industry.
Stroller.
Yep. Yep. This is our first live that I've commented on. Well, I'm glad to have you, Aaron. If you've always been a watcher, then I appreciate it. But the fact that you felt comfortable enough to jump out there and join the conversation, that means more to me than anything. Danny Treyu from Timu. That is unoriginal, but original. Brandon, that's absolutely correct. It is easy to make bad decisions and play a villain. Much harder to redeem yourself and change the way you act. Exactly. That is exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'll try, but I couldn't have said it better myself. Okay, how long does it take before they start adding time? How long does it take for the write up to start creating problems for getting out early?
Always check your letter first
Um,
before writing.
Jay, or yeah, I mean, depends because they can only take the amount of good time you have available that year or whatever is left of that year, which is like 54 days a year or some shit, right? And so if you get popped with like a fucking tattoo needle and they want to be dickheads about it and hit you for like a hundred series shot, then they now have full, they have full fucking authorization to take all your good time for that year, you know, and catching at least a 100 series shot one time every year is definitely doable, even if you're somebody that stays out the way. Like I said, they can come in and find a razor blade. Some people are just going to take it or throw it away, or they're going to write you like a 300 series shot for contraband. And some are going to make it like you're trying to escape with a supposed murder weapon with this piece of razor blade. Carlo, Carlo Carta, why are you an anarchist? Like I've said before, I was a Native American in federal prison, and I got a fuck the government tattoo on my face. That's about as deep as it was. Do you know where popcorn came from? Um, I know Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. Yeah, Dave, absolutely. I don't buy nothing off the street. All my shit comes like sealed up. Yeah, like sealed up in fucking boxes that are scannable and shit like that. Like you can't. Yeah, I fucked around and bought some shit that looked like it was refilled off somebody's fucking basement shit bullshit. And I hit them up and I was like, hey, I don't know what the fuck this is. Y'all can keep that shit. You know, I don't trust it. I don't trust you. Not personal, but yeah, I don't trust y'all. Fuck that. And that shit wasn't even doing nothing. It felt like I was just ripping it, and it just like I wasn't high, but I wasn't. I don't know. It was garbage. I have seen dead people shot as a kid. I'm not sure how to take that. What's the most drugs you ever found on the yard or unit or in a new cell? I found about 2 grams of dabs on the softball field on the bench. Man, I walked up on a bundle of tobacco pouches, and weed papers, and there were like 20 or 30 tobacco pouches, and there was like I don't know, maybe like 20 weed pouches, papers. You know how they make the little square or like the little football shaped triangles, and they fold them all in and they pack them all up so that you can like hide them next to your ball sack, like that. Somebody had tied them up next to their sack on a string, and while they were walking, it came undone, and it came out their pant leg, and it just looked like some rolled up toilet paper or something like that. I was compound. I was compound, so it was my job to walk around with the little broom and dustpan and pick up whatever was on the compound between the moves, right? And I go over there, and I got my little where they got the bright green vests or bright orange vest on and stuff. So I'm walking around, and I go over there, and I fucking you know bop it into my little dustpan thing, and the way it looked like it was heavy. Whatever was inside of it, I could tell it was rolled up to look round, but it just looked funny. You know what I mean? Like those of us who've been down and stuff, like when there's something on the ground, it's a piece of paper that's cut a little too square, it's unnatural, it's like too straight or whatever, or just when something don't look right. And so I went and I picked it up and I opened it up, and yeah, there was a fucking score in there. But this is the thing about it. Prison is such a tight knit fucking place that within the next hour I knew who lost it, what unit they were in, who they had looking for it, who saw who was in the area. Like yeah, it'll come back to you because they're gonna know who was working compound that day. You know, it was only a matter of time before people were able to figure out who could have found it. Now, even if they got me to admit that I found it and I didn't want to give it back, they really can't do shit about it. They could push the issue. They could, you know, we could crash over it, but you lost it. You know, you lost it. Where nobody's obligated to give you your shit back. But I was well known. I'd been there for a while. We're not all fucking pieces of shit. I gave it back, and he busted me off like half of what was there, and so I still came up off the whole matter anyway. But yeah, you know, it's in your best interest. Like if you're gonna do some shit like that, if you're gonna cop some a come up like that and try to get away with it, you better hope nobody saw you. Oh, that's always nice when you find stamps, flat books and shit. You lift up a fucking locker that probably hasn't seen, you know, the bottom of it hasn't seen the light of day in fucking years, and there's like 10 flat books under there or something. That's always fucking nice, isn't it? Darcy Carnal, native kid back then. What happened to the toddler? He's around here somewhere. He got back out of jail, but he still hasn't shown face since he beefed with me and YouTube Streets, New Age Plug, and all them. He's been awfully quiet. Let's see how fucking far I am from the bottom here. Bro, why do I hear Lucifer in your stream? I don't know. Why do you? Yeah, Pebble says I loathe that dude.
Anyone else getting Typhoon Yagi flashbacks from this?
That's what's up, Aaron. Yep, we can't let our past define us. That's right. Uncle Benno, you from Rosebud? That's what's up. So is my family. Oh, you worked with the Rose White Eyes? They're probably my relatives. Any Mays from Browning? I don't know. I knew they were from Montana, but I don't know if they were from Browning.
Definitely forgot to consider comparing
Good
them.
souls are hard to find, Aaron. They definitely are. Colonizers prison. I'm not from Canada. If that was meant for me, I do not know about Damien E. Coles, but I did pass through Death Row Wing in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Now she
Yep.
realizes the real challenge was never
David, you're on
finding
that watch list too. Some people think like it's just unheard of for a regular person like me to get put on a security threat group. It's like no, it's not that hard. You get mixed up with the wrong people, or if you just show that you're willing to hurt somebody more than once, they'll take you serious. They'll put you on that list. Woodwoods, Ontario, Canada. That's what's up. Canada in the house. It's on 219. Man, I'm just going. Oh my god. I just passed like 200 fucking comments, you guys. I am gonna find these damn wheel nuts so I can finish building this damn thing. is this though? I was born in Indiana. My mom moved to Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee, but right now I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay. I passed through Big Sandy, Kentucky. That's a fucking dangerous, scary ass joint. I got jumped there. Yeah. 3-on-1. Right there in the gym. For being worst side gang member. And that yard for the Native Americans was strictly Reggie natives, non-affiliated, no gang members. I guess they had enough gang member shenanigans. But it was my job. Nay, it was my mission. I was instructed to infiltrate yards and make it so that we could walk the yards. Basically, a political takeover. That was literally my mission. That was my goal. And so I have to go out there. And I have to go out there under the pretense that I'm not one of these gang members. And, but my past had caught up with me, and people were there that were aware of who I was, what I was, secretly or not. I didn't have any visual markings for that reason. Normally we would have like some kind of face paint, big old medicine wheel, wolf paws on the hand. I didn't have any of that. And that was because they're all dead giveaways to get your ass stomped out by anybody who has beef with them. Interesting. Let's see here. Holy hell. See, just in a matter of seconds that I looked away, there was like 20 comments already. Is there native gang hoods that you can talk about? I mean, you're talking about reservations, dude. You want native gang hoods? The reservations. Just pick one. I'm not from a reservation, so I really can't. I really can't. Like, I'd be a poser talking like I lived the shit. I didn't. I'm not from the res. I didn't grow up on the res. Their struggles weren't mine. Like I said, I grew up in juvenile facilities. Oof. Good shit. It's the cops. Be cool. Hell no. Wood. There's some heavy hitters here in Canada that are native. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about that. The Indian posse or something like that. You live right by McCreary? I heard McCreary was either really nice or really fucked up, depending on who you were. A lot of prisons in Massachusetts, I believe it. Wood, that's exactly what I've heard. That the Canadian prisons are ran by natives. Y'all have some strong presence up there. In the United States, we are still 1% of the population. God damn. 100 prisons in the state of Texas. I mean, Texas is so big, though. So, I mean, that really is, it's not really saying a whole lot, but it is, but it isn't. Exactly, snowplow. That's exactly what I was just saying. Dismantle your local flock cameras and data center. I would definitely will, comrade.
But somehow birds remain the biggest mystery.
Was there any beef with California prison or Hood transferred up to where was in prison? I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. Hey, Aaron. That's because this channel is awesome with good people. I mean, yeah, there's other problems to have, right? I just I know what it was like. I remember I was in a live and I had said something to JD Delay about I asked him something about I asked him something about small time creators, live streams, and you know, answering comments. And he said that he used to take a lot of pride in answering every single comment that you know every person would ever leave on every video, and talk to every single person in the live streams and stuff. When he starts a live stream, there's like 500 people in there. You know, it's like there's just no way. You know, I'm only getting 20, 30 people at this point, but even that, you know, it's realistically you can't have that many conversations at once. Native Mob is still up. Yeah, I know they're definitely around still. Hi, Journey. Welcome to the club. Yep. Someone looked out for you. Be sure to say thank you. Oh, okay, you did. That's what's up. They're ran by Muslims, huh? Oof. The Brits are weak nowadays. JD is awesome, but you'll be there soon. I'm very sure about that. We'll see. I mean, the dude's been making that dude makes content like he like out of this. He's probably making content right fucking now. But like, dude is on it. You know, he's on it. He's looking at shorts and he's recording reactions to. He's just flooding the algorithm. You know, and it's like I know that's what it takes. Am I willing to do it? No. Am I doing my best? No. That's why I tell people don't ever believe somebody when they say they're doing their best. They're not doing their best. They're doing what they are willing, their level of willingness and the level of incentivization they are, you know, they correlate one and one. I don't really want it enough right now. I'm happy with what I have. Maybe one day, you know, I'll get to that point where, you know, I'll do that, but not really there yet. Still worried about building my damn stroller. Am I a First Nation? I'm Native American, if that's what you mean, Ben. Yeah, I'm making content right now too, right? Good long content too. Can you talk about what goes on into the next takes to make an improvised knife? I mean, yeah. Black Axe Alex. That's funny. Build that stroller, bro, for real. You are white, not Native American. Hassan. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what I figured. I don't know why the fuck they're talking about lock nuts and shit. Because all these are going to do They just pop in very easily too. See this right here? This is gonna pop out like that, and you're gonna just slide it in from the side. Bam. That's it. Excuse me, Nala. I'm sorry, pretty girl. But you are in the fucking way. Look at this. Okay, come on. Yes, yes. All right, so that was a far less more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Bam. Matthew, I was in prison for 12 years. In prison for 12 years, and I saw 8 prisons within those 12 years. So that's a little over a year in each prison. I got around. I got around. That. Leather. The leather steering wheel. Look at that shit. That's pretty smooth. Let's see. Why do they move y'all so much? They don't move people so much. They moved me a lot because I got into a lot of shit. I got locked up for being the mouthpiece and the thinking machine behind a lot of the decisions that minimize their feeling of power and control on that yard.
Looks like the whole team is heading back to explain that this one was simply out of their hands.
You know something? This thing came all but assembled. It's telling me how to put together the where you put your phone and your drinks and stuff, the parent tray. It's telling you how to put together the parent tray. But this motherfucker is already on. See that? So, I imagine that this whole thing this whole thing is already assembled. What in the world? Hey, get out of there. I see you. Okay. I think it's pretty slick. Now this is gonna make it or break it, right? Whether or not this thing is worth its fucking weight and worth a damn. Not bad. I like. I like. Okay. I mean, it's got more than enough to work with to adjust. It's got decent padding. That's what's up. Oh yeah. So it's got this. That'll pop in. Like that. Okay. Oh shit. There's really no assembly then. I really thought that this was gonna be a fucking mission. I'm glad it's not. Should we strap in one of the dogs and take it around the block? I think Nala would probably be the only one that would allow us to baby her in such a manner. She'd, in fact, feel like it was rightfully so. Okay. Now, let's catch up with comments again. Let's see, another 50 comments have probably gone by. Okay, how long was you in prison for? I seen that one. Aaron Gunter says, boom, you're definitely universal. Went from prison talk to building this stroller. Yeah, dog. My my talents know no ends. No end to your talents. As Summer Lily just said the exact same thing. She said it before me, technically. I just now read it. But yeah, Pebbles, they move people who, I mean, there's people who can go to federal prison and do their entire sentence in one fucking prison. And that is the default. That is the standard. That's the standard ride, you know. That's the standard ride per ticket, one per customer. But in the rare instance that you and another person get into it and it's irreconcilable, y'all are just gonna, you know, set it off every time y'all fucking running into each other. Um, then they'll ship you, one of you or both, depending on, you know, how it pans out. But that is the punishment, that you have to now go somewhere else and start all over from scratch. Um, you know, it's supposed to be a punishment, but and that can happen for once, maybe twice for your average person. But for it to happen 8, 9 times, you really got to be in some shit. And it's a lot of shoe time. It's a lot of getting locked up. It's a lot of being in the crosshairs. It's a lot of being questioned. Um, unsuccessfully, I might add. Because if you just told them what they wanted to know, they'd keep you around. But to be a problem, and to be a problem that refuses to work with them, is a surefire way of getting yourself shipped to a whole another yard. And before, the first time they shipped me, it was to fuck with me, right? Because I wanted to run a clean yard. They thought they'd get the last laugh and send me somewhere that wasn't possible, which was Oxford. So I get to Oxford, and I pull a Hail Mary on them, and I decide to run solo. And then, later on, I did attempt to clean the yard up, and we just got a lot of people shipped, including myself. So I crashed out of there, and then with medium points, I get shipped to a max security in California. That was a punishment. They thought that that was going to, at the very least, cause me issues, break me. Um, they expected it to be, you know, an undesirable event. But I ended up going there, and within a year, I had violently removed our shot collar and orchestrated what do they call that? A coup d'etat? A coup d'etat? A violent and unsuspecting, sudden um, seizing of power. And that was my first USP. you know, like that kind of like set the tone. I've already been getting shipped, and then but I didn't get shipped from that prison for that reason. I got shipped from that prison from Atwater for the drug program. But the drug program had other things in store for me, and it wasn't how to stay sober. I would go there and end up getting into basically an attempted murder fucking beef. And I got, what do they call that? Referred to SMU from there, from Beaumont. And Beaumont couldn't have me come back out to the yard because I had done that very publicly in the chow hall. And the way that the administration and the warden and all the SIS and stuff, they know that when you do something like that, you are going to have a greater influence. Your word is going to have more weight. You just are going to be viewed by your own peers as something more than obviously what they had suspected up to that point. And that's dangerous because now you come out of the shoe and they know that you mean business. So whatever you say, whatever direction you decide to go, whatever kind of laws you decide to put down, you have a super fucking loyal following that are willing to kill for you. And that's bad news for anybody who doesn't want to get with your program. And that makes other races that much more willing to work with you in any type of endeavors like hunger strikes or money making schemes or you know uniting to smash another faction off the yard or whatever. They can't have that. They can't have you gaining influence on the yard. And to nip that in the bud, they just immediately ship you. So everything that you just did and the celebrity treatment that you would have received after leaving the shoe from something like that, it goes right out the window, right? Because now You're you're nobody again. You go to a whole new yard. Nobody knows what you did. Nobody knows that you pushed the knife. Nobody knows nothing. They're gonna talk to you like you're crazy, and they're gonna. It's just you gotta fight all the way to the top again. And I've done that over and over and over and over, and it's always amounted to the same thing. I get somewhere, I find myself at some point in contention for the position, speaker, shot calling, whatever. It always comes down to that. And it just repeats itself over and over and over. And the amount of time that I was able to stay on yards was like literally halving, like exponentially halving in the amount of time that I could get somewhere and program long enough before things got really violent. Ain't that right, Bear Butt? Are y'all out of water? No, but you definitely need some more. But yeah, hopefully that cleared some things up for some of y'all. Yeah, Pebbles, no, average one move a year. No, that's what I averaged per move. Like, I mean, no, because like I said, I spent like 5 years in the first, 2 years in the second, a year at the third, about a year at the fourth. Fifth prison was a program. I had to be there for like a year and some change. Went to Big Sandy after that. Was there for, was it a month? Yeah, I was there for a month. Got jumped. Went to Canaan next. Was there for a year. Left, got shipped out of there for chasing down a DC black, socking him up on the top tier. Got shipped out to Florence from there. And I was only there in Florence for a couple months before I got released. So got around a lot. Some places that lasted months, weeks. I got the most time out the way in the FCIs. And that's exactly what the old heads and everybody who I deemed to listen to told me to do. They said, get as much time as you can out the way in the FCIs. You don't want to be in the USPs, not until you absolutely have to. So I was able to get about 6 years out of the way. Yeah, about 6 years out of the way in the FCIs. It was a good thing too, because I was lasting less and less longer everywhere I went. That's because the amount of people you have to watch out for because of all of the shots you've made and the people you've beat up and the people who know that you're responsible for the reason why they got touched. You start running into all of them again. Yeah, you start running into all of them cats again. I didn't even have to say anything. I just looked at them. But yeah, let's see what the comments. No thanks, bro. I'm married. Who's propositioning IAO? Anyways, I was on my way to do something really funny, but I forgot now because your name fucked me up. Did you ever get to see war with the Mexicans and natives? Not with the Mexicans and natives, no. I got pretty close to getting attacked by the Mexicans on a number of occasions because they thought I was Mexican and suspected me of trying to be. I remember passing through MCC Chicago, and they tried to attack me. They tried to attack me because they thought I was some gang that was, I want to say, native to the Chicago area, started with an A. It's not Aztecas, is it? Aztecas or Ambrosia or something like that. But the A on the face, they didn't know what to make of it. They didn't know about anarchy. Nobody's putting anarchy on anything. They seen an A on somebody who looked like a Latino's face, and I started to sense the moves, right, the movement. Before, first somebody walked by, they looked at me, we nodded at each other. Then I, happened to kind of like, glance over and you catch that same person looking at you again. Then you happen to like wander off and now you're somewhere else entirely different, right? And you're watching this TV over here now. And then you see that same person, you know, kind of come in within your eyesight again, and you catch them looking at you again, and now they have somebody else with them. Now somebody else is, you know, giving you the side eye and shit when you're not looking. And then you move somewhere else, more strategic, and you start to see them crisscross, trying to cover each other. And because this is like a maze of bunks up in this place, right? It's just like a big flat round open floor, two floors with like stairs going up and just bunks and TVs all around. And like the office is like in the middle. It's like a raised up platform in the middle or something like that. So you can't exactly get cornered on these floors. You're just going to run in like a circular motion. But I moved somewhere else where I would be able to see what was going on. And one of these guys comes up to me and he says, "Hey," he said something to me in Spanish. And I said, "Oh, no." I said, "Mi no habla español." I said, "Mi indio." I said, "Mi indio. No habla español." And you just told somebody you don't speak Spanish in perfect Spanish. you know? So he was like, "Oh, okay. You're Indio." And I said, "Yeah, I'm Indio." He goes, "Oh, okay. You know Ganges." He goes, "You know Ganga?" And I'm like, "A gang?" He's like, "Yeah, you know gang?" And I said, "No, I'm not in no gang." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's sitting there and he's trying to look like he's just being casual. And he's like, "What's that on your face?" And I said, "Oh, this." I said, "It's an anarchy sign." And he's like, "What's that?" It's anarchy? Yeah, yes. You don't have a lot of white boys around here, do you? You don't got any white friends, do you? And he's like, "Nah, nah, what is that?" Thought it had something to do with Sons of Anarchy or something, the motorcycle. Get your ass in here. So yeah, I tell him, I said, it's anti-government. Anti-government? Yeah. So what do you mean government? Like, look, dude, it's just, it's something. It's got nothing to do with whatever you probably think it's got to do with, okay? I don't feel like explaining myself to you. I don't have to. I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm not from here. I'm just passing through. You know, piss off. So he goes his way. I go position myself somewhere else. Now I got my back against the wall where I there's no way they can get behind me. And now I see I'm visually tracking like three or four of them, and they're moving through the bunks, and they're following me, right? They're trailing me. They're trying to look casual about it. They're not casual about it, you know. All the signs are there. We're fucking fish in a barrel. They're circling me, and I tell somebody, I said, "Hey, I think I'm about to get jumped," and they're like, "Why?" Somebody who was like a Latin king or something. I'm already tight with Latin kings here because I came with word for somebody else, for somebody that was Latin King from the Latin Kings in Pekin, or was yeah, it was Pekin at that time. I was extremely tight with Latin Kings in Pekin. Um, I think they joked about it, but I think they actually told me about a faction of them that are called prison kings, and that's basically other races that they bless in that aren't, Latin in origin. And they told me about that, and I gotta consider the idea that they secretly asked me to be one of them without really telling me that that's what they were doing. But I was their tattooist, you know. I was also one of their bookies for their ticket, So like, I dealt in bricks of stamps for them, whole bags of commissary. The cops, the COs, they don't say shit to me. I'll come walking down the fucking walkway with two commissary bags over my shoulder on like the 6:30 fucking move. It's not even commissary day. And I come walking up with all this fucking merchandise. And they don't say shit. They don't. They let you walk by because they know you all are making money. You're all around prison business, making money. And if they take that shit from you, there's going to be hell to pay for somebody. And it's just easier for them to not have to worry about that. But yes, you got moved all from politics. Pretty much. Yeah. Yep. Something's always popping off. Nope, I didn't do anything wrong. That's exactly it. Native Serrano gangs occasionally and some Bloods. Yeah, yeah. I mean, natives. We got native soldiers and every affiliation out there, except for Nazis. Maybe though, I think I could have possibly got recruited into one of them. If there was ever a native that could have fucking been recruited into a white power gang, it would probably be me. I'm just saying. uh, there's a lot of directions. It sure is. Keeping the foot soldiers in line. Someone returned the stroller. They better not have. What is your fur baby's name? Which one? We got Mr. Doty. It was just his 11th birthday. He's an old man now. This is Nala, like Simba, Nala from Lion King. And that is Bear, Behringer. Those are my fur babies. Looks like it's good quality. I have been out in Oklahoma. That's one of the main hubs for the Bureau of Prisons is Oklahoma transfer. Yeah, I've been to Oklahoma more times than I can fucking count. Well, at least twice per shipping, right? Per every time you get shipped, you're gonna pass through Oklahoma on your way to and leaving from wherever you're going, one way or another. I don't know how that works, but I hope everyone has a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, Aaron. Hope you have a good night, rest of your day. I would ride in that. I think my kids would be embarrassed to push me. Three-wheel motion. Yep. Hunting cart for the disabled. Isabel, welcome to the live. Thank you for wishing me a wonderful day. Brandon, if you're still in the chat, the name of that video where I do a home invasion, I've changed it a couple times. but I think it's pistol whipped, naked in bed, or something like that. Um, Pistol whipped, naked is rough. Something about being pistol whipped and in bed. Something to do with that. But just about to go watch it in a bit. All right, that's what's up. I Journey, 12 years. It's like grains of sand in your fingers. I remember when I was young, you think that time is slow. You think you have all the time in the world to do all the things that you know you should be doing, but you always think there'll be time for later. But when you get held in place in time, which is doing time, it's like being in a river. Time is the river, and the current is the prison. You can't escape the current, and that current's going to take you. And on the embankments on both sides, you're going to see bits and flashes of life going by. Okay? You're going to see best friend weddings. You're going to see parents' funerals, graduations, prom dances, birthings, deaths, celebrations. All this stuff is going to be going by on both sides. And if you wanted to, you could swim against the current and you could hold that area of the bank within view for a while. You can exist in that moment and try to be a part of it and shout to the people who can hear you from from out there, and they'll shout some things back while you're still within earshot. But eventually you're going to get tired, and when you get tired enough, you're going to give up, and that current is going to take you again. And at a certain point, you stop swimming against the current and you start swimming with that bitch. You start swimming with that bitch like I did. And it was there that I realized we don't have all the time in the world to do all the things that we think we do. I don't understand how I still feel like I'm 20 years old. Life stopped for me when I was 20 years old. It became a survival. It became a fucking Hunger Games dystopian fucking future. I didn't have to grow in the ways that mattered. I didn't have to stress about responsibilities and things that are morally enriching out here. No. I got to fight over which fucking race owns which cell. Or that TV. Now I got a fucking TV in every room, and I don't even, that one's not even plugged in. It's just not even plugged in. I have a TV in the dog's room. Yeah, like, it's like a bad dream now. Y'all know I have 3 TVs in my living room. Big screen for the old lady, big screen for me, big screen for the kiddo. That way we all can game together if I wanted. Or we could all do, fuck off and do 3 separate things if that's what we want to do. The option is there. That's what counts. 420, good to see you. I don't know if we're at the end yet. It's been an interesting live. They've all been interesting lives lately. I look like I would be from New Mexico. Do I also look like my name would be Danny Treyu? 420. Maybe you gotta have to like unsubscribe and then resubscribe again. I don't know if that helps, but I've been told that I've heard other people suggest that to other people. Jesus Zarius says, "How many times did you drop the soap?" You're pretty gay for asking that. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty gay if you want to know that. Snowplow. She just said exactly what I just said. iJourney. Why am I blocked? I don't think you're blocked, iJourney. I can see you. Nope, you definitely not. It says if he lived on a res, his missile of the trailer looks pretty nice. You don't live on a reservation? No, I do not. You don't got a dishwasher for 20? Still waters do run deep inside of his trailer. David, I'm Sue. Lakota Sue. I'm just getting rid of some of these notifications I'm getting, making sure nobody's reaching out to me with anything hella important. Snowplow says, my husband does my dishes and my laundry, so beat that. That's, you got it made. Huh. You don't want to trace? A trade? You don't want to trade? You live on a res? No offense to anyone. That inside of your chair looks nice to be on a res. Just saying, because what I've been told about someone who lived on one. No, yeah, no. Depending on what reservation they are from, some of them could be pretty nice. Some of them are probably one shade of paint away from being condemned. Um, I have a house that I started renovating. You know, I think every young couple buys a house and thinks they're gonna do all this great shit to it and fix it up, and then you start having babies when everyone's tubes are tied and all types of shit. I don't know. Shit happens. Shit doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go. That's all I know. I don't want to trade. Yeah, she got herself a straight up caretaker. My husband done slighted me. He give me the short end of the stick. That's funny. Res life. Res life is a hood. Hoods usually span the length of blocks, city blocks, right? Reservations are hoods that span multiple counties. That's the only difference. Reservations are just hoods that span entire counties. But yeah. I'll do all other chores. I only hate dishes. I'm grossed out by them. I hate dishes too. Nobody likes dishes. Snowplow, if you had a dog lick all your dishes clean, you're gonna have to find somebody, a full-time diarrhea fucking cleaner, for all the manner of matter that's gonna come spraying out the back end of that dog. Okay, yeah, journey. I mean, realistically, I'm supposed to be telling stories and sharing experiences, and you can't do that and answer every comment at the same time. And I told people that when I first started doing lives. I'm not the person that does that. I'm just not a person that likes to feel like I have to do anything or I'm like at anyone's beck and call for anything that they haven't earned, you know. And being acknowledged and responded to in anyone's life is nice, but I think people get spoiled. You know, I go into a lot of lives and I get acknowledged once, but beyond that, yeah, fucking JD delays or 23 and ones chats. Like you go in there, you might not even get acknowledged. I'm kind of up and coming, so they see my name and they might say hi or something like that. That's the only reason why I even get acknowledged. But so I am the provider. I'm getting hungry. I am getting hungry. I can't. I died. Y'all the only adult interaction I got. 11 years ago, I was not doing none of this exactly. Ben Day Ho. Hey bro, how you doing, homie? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. How are you? Pebbles, who is the imposter? Bendy Ho, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you think I give good advice. I like to just think that it's common sense, but apparently common sense just isn't common these days. I don't know. I really think idiocracy is a legitimate prophecy at this point, especially with the um, the incline of AI and how much people are depending on it to do something as simple as create responses to emails. It's literally, you're literally not thinking for yourself anymore. And y'all already know how I feel about AI. Might as well be talking to a Ouija board. That thing's only trained to tell you what you want to hear. You know what else does that? Ghosts, spirits, demons. They tell you what you want to hear. You're very eager to please, desperate for interaction. Use them special powers. Malamute? No, 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 no Malamutes here. Full-blood German Shepherd. Or are you talking about the Husky? The Husky might be confused for a Malamute, I think. Glenn Mc... Glenn McIver? Glenn McIver. Okay. Beautiful dogs, thank you. Appreciate that. Two miniature schnoodles? Schnoodles. What is a schnoodle? I have to know. Indio, Blood North Mexico. Okay, that's what's up. Much respects. Let's go, rich people. I gotta know who fuck iJourney is, man. He better be living in a goddamn cardboard box to be calling me rich. Straight up. Oh, I got fucking leftover pizza burgers. Let's go. That was there when I got here. It was already broken when it landed. Bam. Why is there a dog brush up here? Come on now. Yeah. Pizza birds. What y'all know about Big Boy, huh? Big fucking boy pizza burgers looking like fucking Astro Billy from that goddamn. That's it. Y'all know about pizza burgers though? Anybody else got a big boy? Or is that local to my area? Kind of like space aliens, right? If you ever come to North Dakota or Bismarck and specifically, you gotta see space aliens. You gotta come through space aliens and try. I don't know. I go there for the pizzas. They got Cajun chicken loaded potato, baked potato. Cajun chicken loaded baked potato there. Will not fucking disappoint you. I absolutely promise. And you can't go wrong with a baked potato, especially loaded, sour cream, all that, shredded chicken, cheese. Oh man, bits of bits of bacon. Can't go wrong with that, especially as a pothead. Potatoes are good. My grandma used to always make me eat potatoes, everything. She used to tell me to put meat on my bones. Well, grandma is a liar. Because I did not, in fact, have a bunch of meat on my bones. Now, y'all watch your mouth about my grandma. She passed. Don't you badmouth her. Man, we're at 222. Jesus. I don't know what it is, me and that number. I see that number everywhere. You have a Belgian Malinois. Jesus. You are... Like, that right there completely changed my entire outlook of you. Whatever I thought beforehand, the fact that you have a Belgian Malinois... I'm assuming you're training it to the degree that's required for one of them to be taken care of, because they require a lot of interaction. I wouldn't take one of them. Maybe I would now that I'm unemployed, but you can't be fully employed and have a Malinois. Blah. Avoidant love language, Pebbles. Come on now. Justified. Is Justified in here? She is. He or she. I actually know. I don't actually know. Never asked. And have never really been able to tell either way. Kevin Hart. We got some weird people in here. His name is Buddha. Cane Corsos. Big dogs. Love them. Love Cane Corsos. Great Pyrenees. Until you yell cheese. Does he like cheese? Yeah. 150 pounds is a big dog. That definitely is a big dog. Time and tide, wait for no man. Nope. I call my 420. We call my we call him my fruit bat. He used to look like a fruit bat when he was younger. Ain't that right, beer butt? Ain't that right, beer butt? Aren't you just a fruit bat? Aren't you just a fruit bat? Hell yeah. Big old fruit bat. I don't know where the bottom of these comments are. I keep scrolling. I know, Bear. Tell me about it. You thought you got that soap comment? Buster Scruggs. Buster Scruggs is a shit. Mini Schnauzer, half poodle. Oh, mini Schnauzer and a poodle. So a schnoodle. That's what you call it, right? A schnoodle. Okay, Chaske. No, I don't think you have mentioned that. David, you went to school with the Crow Ghost? What was his first name? I can't remember, but one of my bros has an older brother. Is it Shane? Shane Crow Ghost? But got stabbed in the neck by his girlfriend with a pair of scissors or a screwdriver or something like that. And he staggered out into the front lawn. And obviously the wound was fatal. And he went down, face down in the front lawn, and died like that. And everybody just thought he passed out, just thought he was passed out on the lawn. So they didn't go over there and try to wake him up or bring him in the house or anything like that. Seeing somebody pass out outside is just not, it's nothing to be concerned about on a reservation, which is just county wide sized hoods. And of course, those drool a lot. School naps, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, 40 likes. We have up to like 50 viewers sometimes, man. I'm definitely growing. Suburban symbolism, yes. Bob Barker is a perfect example of that. Yeah, Bob Barker. Come on down. Tell him what he won. Spin the wheel. Beep, 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 beep. That one, yeah. I used to hate Price is Right. Only because there was only so many channels that we could watch while in county jail. County jail in Bismarck's one of the worst county jails I've ever been to. Only for like purely the mental fuckery of it. You don't get commissary. You don't get laundry. Like you don't get hygiene items. All that stuff has to be brought into you by a third party. And it can only be like clear and like, brand new and in a box or whatever. So if you don't have nobody willing to do that, then you got nothing. Which is what I would have. Nothing. And they cost like fucking $5.67 per fucking minute for every phone call that goes out, some shit like that. They sell you $10 fucking calling cards. Make that make sense. So it's like the place was terrible, and the fact that they kept you just under starving, literally just under starving, just enough food to like keep you alive. Like, it was so bad. Like you would look forward to breakfast so bad that you could not fall asleep. You literally could not fall asleep. And as soon as like 4:30 came around in the morning, probably even 3:30, 3 o'clock, you're gonna wake up at every sound. Because if you're not at that door and ready to sprint out of the fucking blocks as soon as that door pops to go out there and grab your bag, you're not gonna eat. Not unless you want to fight over whoever's got hiding an extra bag. So You had to fight and gamble for extra food all day or starve. You only got like 4 channels to watch. Without fail, every fucking morning, The Price was Right was on. You want to tell him what he won? A brand new car. Boop, 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 boop. A brand new car. Boop, 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 boop. Drove me fucking nuts, man. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to flip out so bad. Crash the fuck out. But yeah, Bob Barker. He lived on Rosebud Sioux Reservation in South Dakota. Australian Shepherds and Border Collies, yeah. Puppy Bowl. That's what's up, Chaske. Yeah, I mean, why? You know, might as well have a machine that's gonna breathe for you too. You know, just stop breathing on your own. Might as well. You gotta think about it. Have something else do it for you. What happened to like the autonomy? I don't know. I guess people are just tired of not being good enough, huh? Feeling like something can make them better all the time. It can't be a good feeling. Can't be a good feeling at all. Tony K, good to see you. Welcome to the live, bro. Axel Foley. Danny, I look like Danny Treyu. Simply not there. You look Navajo. We can't be both, okay? I can't look like Danny Treyu and like a Navajo and Mongolian and like Bruce Lee and like fucking Charles Xavier all at the same time. Come on, pick one. Lose control, whole thing is AI. What do you think of people that tattoo demons on them? Are they opening portals? What do you mean they're tattooing demons on them? Like the name or a picture of what they supposedly look like? I think the name would be more powerful than anything, right? Because nobody knows what anything looks like. But as we have discussed before, there is power in the names. Or true names. What are pizza burgers? Oh my god. I can't even fathom the world you live in. Pizza is already the top food you can eat. Literally top food. All 5 food groups, especially if you include pineapple. Got all 5 food groups in it. But to have one made into a burger, like one of these, it's called Pizza Burger Flying Style. It's like a grilled cheese. But it's like a pressed grilled cheese, except it's got pretty much a pizza inside of it. You know what you're missing. Look at this India Temple's secret trauma, secret
Secret Trum data. Holy shit. He says we're all alien hybrids. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know. Do I want to go down this route? The Native American stories refer to us as the Star People. They refer to a group of people called Star People. We supposedly descend from the Star People. Who knows what that means? But it goes on to describe the fact that we are not from this planet. And all the facts of this life point to that fact. Everything that is from this world that was originally from this planet are made to survive. They have the claws, the teeth, the fur, the feathers, the fins, the flippers, everything that is necessary for them to naturally belong and not just survive but thrive in that setting. They are meant for that setting. We are the only ones that look out of place. And the oral teachings, they basically say that, they basically say that, yeah, it's the buffalo that we relied so heavily on gave us the fur, the bones, the antlers, and everything to help survive because we didn't have any of that stuff on ourselves. Without the help of the animal nations that lived here before us, we would have died. And that's why we supposedly lived in balance with them and an understanding. Oh, makes you wonder though. Huh? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live right now. It has been awesome kicking it with everybody. We got to put together a stroller. That was pretty cool. Live is growing. It's definitely growing. Appreciate everybody coming through, everyone's donations, comments, engagement. We will definitely do more of these. My biggest regret is not being able to include everyone's comments. If we could, we'd be here all day. But I just got so many y'all that are participating in the lives now. It's really cool, but it makes it hard to keep up. I will definitely go through the comments another day to make sure that I get to read all of them. What the hell? Get to read and enjoy all of them. Thomas Bailey. All right. Everyone have a good night, good evening. Take care.